This in Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. Obviously, they do everything big here in Dallas, and the introduction to the Cowboys, no exception. They're set for football in Big D as their guys will do battle with Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. They run with Ezekiel Elliott, last year's NFL rushing leader. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. Cowboys and Eagles, of course, such a great rivalry. Last year, the Cowboys got the better of the Eagles both times that they met, with Philly coming off their Super Bowl title. But in weeks 10 and 14, it was Dallas beating Philly by a single possession. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Switch up, switch up.
A run for Tony Pollard, the Memphis product. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1.
Check 9, check 9. We're going to 54. Wide
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
Cowboys, first down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Hey, Mike 51, Mike 51. Stop your whining. Go, Mike 51, Mike 51.
To throw is Prescott. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. That's good for 28 yards.
We got this.
That's another Cowboys first down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 41.
51's the Mike. 51's the Mike.
Now Dak on the option left. And some room to work. Try. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down.
Cowboys first down. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Here we go. 51, Mike 51. Let's go, heavy. Let's go, heavy.
And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that, first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
36. Here we go.
From the pistol, here's Elliott. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. On the RPO, Prescott's going to keep it himself. He'll wind up being stopped for no gain, and it'll lead to a 4th down. Now, they couldn't get anything going there out on the right side in the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
Of course, the door for Maher was opened after a little bit of a surprise move. The Cowboys letting go of Dan Bailey last year.
Yeah, Maher took over in the preseason. He's from Nebraska via the Canadian Football League, where he kicked for 4 years. And I saw him personally make 2 game-winning field goals last season against Detroit and in Atlanta.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now a 2-time 1,000-yard rusher for the Bears. This is Jordan Howard. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense, because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Now they'll throw it. Wentz. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Hey, watch it. Hey, kill. Hey, 4-2. 51 to Mike. Rip right. Smooth. Mike 51. Now watch Ron. Hey, 4-2.
On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Returnable for Grant. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Go!
They keep on the ground with Elliott. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. For Zeke, what a first 3 years he's had in the NFL. Last year, his second rushing title, 1,434 yards. Not as many as 1,631 that he had as a rookie, but still his yards per game average was the best in the National Football League. Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Get in the right room.
Prescott. And his throw is incomplete. Blake Jarwin, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 7.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Go, get out there, Bound to lose one. Hey, check my
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Buying time is left. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Here's Jackson. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Now Smallwood running right, and not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Here we go. 180! Hey, 74. You're not ready. Go! 51 on Mike, boy, 51.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. And he connects with Ertz. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Waiting! 51 to Mike! Coming to you! We're 5-7. Mike 51! Better bring it. You better bring it.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. this here as he's taken down. DeMarcus Lawrence able to record his 5th sack of the season. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long.
Crouch. Slam, slam, slam. Watch twist. Watch twist. Whip, 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 whip. Watch the whip.
Wentz going to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Cowboys. And he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. And the Eagles are going to go ahead and take another timeout. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back. From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
We're going to 54. Why ain't?
They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Ezekiel Elliott with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Let's go, baby. At their own 25-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 31-yard line.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Running with Howard. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. Well, the returns for the Cowboys on Leighton Vander Esch have been pretty good so far. You know, a lot of Cowboy Nation questioned when they took him number 19 overall a season ago instead of Calvin Ridley. But Leighton Vander Esch would get 140 tackles last year, franchise rookie record for Dallas en route to a Pro Bowl appearance.
51 to Mike. 51 to Mike. Watch the flat. Watch the flat. Watch the flat.
Wentz looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Bringing it in, Jackson left side. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down.
They dialed up the blitz on 3rd down, and your worry as a defense that they can hit you with a big play in that situation. Instead, the blitz pays off, able to rally to the football and make the play.
180. Let's go. Great. Slam. Alert three.
They do go for it. It's Wentz. And Jeffrey's got it. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Now Wentz. Right side caught by Jackson. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. On first down, they run with Howard. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Game situation. Let's go. Kill.
Now Wentz. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. The Eagles on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Red 5-2, on here. Mike 50. Wildfield. Mike's 50. Touchdown. Hey, Mike's 7.
To throw is Wentz. And that will be incomplete.
I think you put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender, but you also have to give your own guy a chance too.
So on comes the Eagle kicker, Jake Elliott, on 4th down. This will be kicked from the 42. It's a 52-yard attempt. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Hey, let's pin them in. Mike 51.
Throwing. Prescott. He's going to sling this deep downfield. That's caught at the 25. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Here we go. Check 52.
47.
Out of the gun, it's Elliott. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. On the RPO, Prescott's going to keep it himself. He's got Anderson right side. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 12 yards there and a first down. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Going right back to Smallwood. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
Oh, and the hard count might have got him. This might be a first down. A little antsy on the left side of the line.
Yeah, I think they got the guy in the end. I think they got the DN there on that one. And let's face it, he is so amped up, wanting to get a good get off on the snap, jump too quickly.
Here's a 1st and 10 now after they successfully drew him off sides. A run with Smallwood. And he's got a first down and then some at midfield. And down right around the 37. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
Watch his flag. Watch his flag.
Sunday.
Hey, we're good. We're good.
Throwing on first is Wentz. Jeffrey reels it in over the middle. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. On 2nd and 11 now. Wentz. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hey, box drop, box drop.
Man up, D. Man up, D.
This by 7.
Boy, 51. I got you, punk.
Working from the gun, Wentz. And that's knocked away and incomplete. Coverage there by Dexter McDonald.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just one target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target in the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
The kick by Elliott is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it first and 10.
Kill. Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come on here. 26.
Prescott on first down. That one complete to Elliott. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
Mike 51. Off. Right here, guys. Mike 51. Mike 51. We don't want this.
26.
To throw again on second down. Prescott to the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. So they tried to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be third down.
That was a nice catch, but unable to stay in bounds. And remember, it wasn't a wide receiver who works on that all the time.
I was going to say, he likes to get the ball handed to him. Now, don't get me wrong, he's part of the passing game as well, but maybe a little out of his comfort zone there.
Yeah, he might want to have a few words to say to us about that later, but I am still going with you on that one. Wide receivers work on a little bit more.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Here's Prescott. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the first down. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
And now it's first and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. After the penalty, it's Elliott. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Mike, number 53. Mike 53. Yeah.
26.
On the RPO, Prescott's going to keep it himself. That's caught right side by Anderson. The 20. Touchdown, Cowboys. Robbie Anderson. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further.
Brandon, they just got the ball, and already they're in the end zone, and you're getting ready to talk about the PAT. That was fast.
Extra point by Moore, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
The Eagles take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time, and they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal, field goal, field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. To throw, it's Wentz. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Mike 50, Mike 50. Watch QB drop. Watch
81, 81. Hey, Alpha.
Snap coming at 1. Now Wentz. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the 1st down marker. Only a yard on the 3rd down throw, and that leads to a 4th down. Here's Cameron Johnston now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Here comes Grant on the return. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Cowboys. One of the more impressive punt returns you will see. That one from 87 yards away. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. And we always talk about kick returns being so exciting on kickoffs. Punt return almost equally exciting.
And typically we talk about the kickoff return being the most exciting 10 seconds in football. Let's just cut it in half for a punt return and make it the most exciting 5 seconds in football. It's a great, glamorous, dashing play.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any... And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Jalen Smith in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
To try again after the sack. Wentz. Caught right side. It's Jeffrey. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. And that is incomplete.
This has kind of been the story all night long, hasn't it? An inability to really get much done on 3rd downs, and it's costing them.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7.
46 down, man, 5-4.
Hey, pick your game up. Mike 55, Mike 55. Hey, here I come.
Hey, seam 6, seam 6.
Here we go on 4th down with Wentz. Pressure gets there, and he goes down. Now, there's also a flag, but this might be on the offense anyway.
That's how we do it, baby.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. They'll try the sweep with Elliott. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watch tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses. Those exact.
And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Derek Barnett able to record his 5th sack of the season.
At the 9-yard line.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal.
It's just me and you. It's just
Toss left to Elliott. Powering forward. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. 7 big yards on the carry there to get him within range of the goal line with 3rd down upcoming.
We own them. We own them.
That is caught. It's Cooper for the Cowboy touchdown. Amari Cooper, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And they open the lead up now to 25. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
And not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done,